Zubair, hello. Hey, how are you?
I'm good, Charlie. How are you?
Good, thank you. I appreciate you jumping on. I'm just trying to connect my headphone.
Sure, sure.
Okay. All good. Zubair, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. What about you?
Yeah, good, thank you. I appreciate you jumping on and welcome to our podcast of Is Success Simple? We won't go into the question too early on. That's going to be later in the podcast. But I guess before we go into too much nuts and details and so forth, give us a quick two to three sentence of who Zubair Ahmed is and also what Brown Men Marketing is as well, if you could.
Sure. So, I am a marketer backed by or done my engineering first, then did my MBA, and after that I moved to the marketing and I started my business or agency when I was in the college in the final year of my college. And I'm a believer that I have no choice is the wrong statement, and a believer of Sartre's philosophy that everyone has a choice, even if I'm saying no or yes or making any decision, there is a choice that I'm taking. Plus, I run a marketing agency based in Delhi, Dubai, and New Zealand. And
Okay.
we have worked with more than 500 founders across 17 plus countries. Now we are focused only towards lead generation for fintech startups. Yeah, that's it
That
about
is.
me. And when it comes to Brownman marketing, so people always ask me why Brownman, why not other. So the idea behind the name of the organization is that since the Asians are leading in tech as well, so we thought that okay, let's put it in front. The CEO of Amazon, Google, Twitter, all those companies, not now, but yeah, earlier when it was Twitter. So is run by Asians, people with color, and it's just a tribute to include everyone, not to exclude anyone,
I like that.
and to feel proud in your skin. That's it.
I love that. That's really interesting. There's so many different directions that we can take it out, and I guess I'd like to first start at the beginning where you mentioned that your background was more tech engineering, and so what made you pivot to go into marketing?
I don't understand tech, so I can't do coding. I'm not a person who can sit in front of the laptop and do coding for hours and hours. So that I have experienced during my graduation and in my college days. So I thought, okay, I'm a person who can maybe talk more and do less in terms of the actual hard work. So I thought, okay, let's pivot to the marketing. I like to interact with people where we can have a like meaningful conversation. It could be like anything. It does not require to be like marketing or anything. It could be
Yeah.
about anything. So that's like inner me who is more towards people conversations to know more different things. And I don't find myself as a person who is secluded and like kept ourselves separate from other things and have that much focus. So I think because of low focus or less focus, I thought, okay, let's move towards the marketing, and now it turns out to be well. I think, yeah.
Good. That's awesome. How's the transition been for you and starting the business? How have you found that?
Business was not never easy. I think when I started my business, so I had one thought that I want to start from the top, right? I don't want to start on a scale from one, two, three, four. I want to start from 10. And even if I fail, maybe I'll come to seven or eight. But if I reach at seven, eight, still I'll be able to. I'll be on a better position compared to if I start from zero or from first step.
Right.
So I
Okay.
thought the business is like at the top, and I started from the top. I thought, okay, let's learn everything by real experience, by real market, by just going to the market and talking to the people. So
Ah,
was my approach. And from the very first day, I was more towards. I had a degree only. That's it from the technical perspective. Rather than apart from that, I can't. I'm not a good engineer.
yeah, we've clarified that. And so with that, like, because marketing, like you would have seen it as well, has evolved significantly over time. And you mentioned it, I guess with Brown Men Marketing, I understand it's just not, it isn't just another agency. So what sort of approach do you adapt to, I guess, being a lane of your own, so to speak?
It's a journey. It's an entire spectrum of like past 10 years since we started. And when we started, we were just like another agency. We were doing tech, we were doing marketing, we were doing all those things. And then we realized, no, we have to understand that what is our forte, what is our expertise, and we have to niche down into a separate things. And we should understand where we have to say no to our clients, no to our team, and no to ourselves, right?
Yeah.
And yes to the other people as well. So saying no and yes is like both important, keeping the balance. So from there, we move towards our expertise, our understanding, and from a generic marketing agency, we focused on two things that we can develop tech. Let's say if anybody needs any tech related things, which is like AI production, MVP or something, my partner, he takes care of that. He understands the tech and is from that background. For me, the challenge that I faced was lead generation. That it's really hard to get leads. Everybody's after, like in if it's in Dubai, Australia, or anybody, I think everybody's looking for the business, right? So I thought, okay, let's decode this process. Let's decode how I can get more leads. And
Mm.
once I start getting the leads, I start telling it to other people that, okay, yeah, let's do that. So we focused on the lead generation. It's a good thing that we can create organic content on social media, everything. But that is something I'm not very good at it. I'm good at it in making strategies, automations, AIs, planning, and all those things. So I thought, okay, let's focus on this and move towards it. Plus, focusing in one industry, which is fintech. So we understand the fintech part of it, how we can generate leads in fintech, how we can have connections, collaborations, partnerships.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
would like to
So,
know about you, more about you, Charlie, as well. What is your background?
well, I am the host, and I know you have your own podcast as well, so you understand the dynamic. Yeah, my background has been in sales for close to 15 years now. I sort of fell into sales. It was never an ambition of mine to follow that as a career. It was sort of similar to a lot of people from England. Is that football was my main dream. I was going to be a professional footballer. There's no other plan, and fell into sales, and I was doing door to door, and then it's just evolved from there. And I guess what's brought me to this part in terms of being able to have fun and great conversations with entrepreneurs like yourself is we've sort of gone into this the same in terms of I find in sales the most challenging part was finding good quality leads for every business, good quality leads, and then being able to convert at a high rate. And so with the evolution of AI and coming into it, we sort of have adapted AI into our process, and also I think LinkedIn, and I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. LinkedIn is such a fantastic avenue to generate leads, which I think is untouched for a lot of businesses, because I find it when you're trying to generate leads or generate new business, the first hurdle I believe, is to build trust. And LinkedIn, because over years you've built up your accreditation through your career and so forth, it's the easiest way to build trust unknowingly. So that's what I find. And so I'm curious to know your thoughts and what you've seen, especially in the fintech space.
Yeah, yeah. So I think I totally agree with you. Fintech, LinkedIn is like the go-to source for me as well, with the all automation and the credibility part that you have told. I have two questions, like two follow-up questions from you regarding the LinkedIn. How do you scale on LinkedIn? First,
Yep.
second, how do you do B2C marketing or lead generation on LinkedIn?
So yeah, well, we focus on B2B using LinkedIn.
Okay, you
That's
are
that,
okay. So
that's
that's
us.
same item. That's same. I
Yeah.
was
So
just thinking that if you are focusing on B2C also, and if you have some like different approach towards it. What about the other thing?
in terms of how do we scale? So we have an automation. So we choose for like I guess we choose our niche and our vertical, and then we have an automated process that will connect with the people that we want to target. And as soon as they accept the connection, we then start a sequence.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is there, but there's a limit. Like we can approach, let's say 400 people or 1,000 people in a month or in a certain time. I want to approach 20,000 people. What is the formula for scaling over there? Do you have anything on it? Because I'm working on that these days. I think I have like cracked it a little bit, but I want to understand your perspective as well.
It's a really good question. I think the form, I'm not entirely sure what the scientific formula is, if
Mm.
that's to answer your question. I think because what we're having challenges with is that we're starting to get to the point where it's becoming an overload of people engaging with us through our automation. And it's like, so we're at the point where it's scaled. It's like, but how do we maintain that and still deliver the expectation from that interaction to keep those leads hot and genuine? So I don't know. I wouldn't be able to answer that question. What would you say it is?
So recently, I was thinking like about day and night because I had that overload, getting a lot of appointments. Clients are also getting converted, but I want more, right? So I want more clients for my business, and the major challenge is like how to scale. So I was sitting with my friends and I asked them, okay, you guys are not using LinkedIn, give me your profile, and that's
Hmm.
done.
Yeah. So you're referring to you. Yeah, I think you can do that. So it's something that we do. So to give yourself and everyone an insight, we target two audiences. I target one audience. My business partner Mario, who you've spoken to, targets another audience. So I target Australian market. He
Mhm.
targets the Dubai market. So that's how but that still there's a limit. So I think the automation that we've implemented has made our jobs a lot easier. And I see, and it's interesting because one of the questions I had for you was with AI coming in, and I know Mario was talking to you about AI and how you've implemented it and how you adapt it. What do you see the future being like from a marketing point of view with how AI has come into it so far?
So I think for the marketing perspective, it's going to help us. Like AI is going to help us right now with the current status of AI. Is going to help us to work as a hand for us, not as a brain, right? Because I don't think so that there are still a lot of mistakes. Plus, uh, people are looking for human connection. Even on the LinkedIn post,
Yes.
Instagram post, they don't want to get engaged with anything which is AI. Like they don't want to
Mhm.
talk to AI. The perception right now people with the people. So over the time, I think it will change. I'm also working on a similar product which is totally driven by AI and totally related to the sales part. So this is the one thing. Second thing, which is most important, is the ethical marketing. I think these days entire marketing changes as per the consumer perception. If
Great.
consumer is losing trust or
Yeah.
there's a depletion in the trust by from the brands, from the marketeers towards consumer, they will start looking for more brands where they can trust, right? And
Great.
if someone can tell them, "Yeah, this company or this brand is using the ethical marketing practices to approach or to for the acquisition of customers, I think people will relate more, consumers will relate more. So those ethical marketing practices, something I think we should have a badge on LinkedIn, on a company page, on an individual's or influencer page, which says, yeah, they use ethical marketing practices.
What do you mean by ethical marketing? What does that mean to you?
By ethical marketing, so my sales process is that I tell my clients the truth, right? If I can bring 10 leads, I can tell them I'll bring 10 leads for you. If I can bring 20, I will tell them I'll bring 20 leads. Or if it's 100, if it's 100. So this is ethical marketing for me. I will only commit what I can deliver. I'll tell that this bottle is made or this food is made up of, let's say, avocado or vegan or something. Just put it out there, tell the people and let them decide. Rather than putting up or creating a lot of noise in the market, having a deceitful advertisement, trying to hook people. So it's better to just minimize, declutter the advertisement, declutter the messages, and be
So is
direct.
that happening do you see that is happening at quite a high rate at the moment? And that's why I guess your point of difference is that?
So I'll tell you the one example of it. So let's say if you send a message to a customer on LinkedIn, if you write a very long message, they will not reply. If you write one or two lines, they will reply. People don't have time to give attention. They don't want to listen to anything which is like too bookish. They want to understand or talk to people who's talking them in bullet points and talking directly. So it's really important to, and when they go inside, they do the conversation, they go forward with the conversation. They want to understand the truth behind it. They want to understand if the person who is talking about it is telling the truth, if the person who's the product they are selling is something which can solve my problem. So that truth is required, and that trust is required for customer to buy.
For sure. I think from any sales process that the first part of that interaction is the customer trying to work out whether they can trust you. So it's interesting because I was talking about this earlier on today. Well, I call it the frame control. It's like the unconscious battle that is happening underneath the conversation between you and the client about who is going to be able to take control of the conversation. The customer is trying to work out very early on, can I trust this person? And they just based off feeling, because most of us, 90% of us, make our decision, a buying decision based off feeling, and then we use our logical part to make sense of it afterwards. I find that it's interesting when you're talking about the ethical side of it, because marketing, I believe, has a not, I wouldn't say a bad image, but over the years has been really renowned as marketing tactics to get people to click on an ad to get them
Right.
interested. And therefore, when they come through, their expectations are up here. And then when they speak to a salesperson or a client, it then becomes lowered because they can't deliver on the first promise that hooked them into having their conversation. So then with that, what do you think needs to change for people to start maybe, because I agree with you. I think trust is going to be so important nowadays because of how much AI is influencing what people are seeing and what we're understanding. So therefore it's like, well, what needs to change from people that are marketing like yourself and me and other businesses that we speak to? What needs to change from their end so that it becomes
I've written a small constitution of ethical marketing practices where I have mentioned that these are the things. It's available there on my newsletter on LinkedIn as well. This that constitution is for brands, marketeers, and influencers. And we three of us, as a part of an ecosystem, have certain responsibilities, and we also need our consumers to trust us. Right? It's not going to be like
sure.
one man show. We need two people to like to do anything or to work on this. In my case, I directly ask my client. Let's say when I'm talking to them and I see there is some objections, there is some friction, they are not agreeing with what I'm saying. I ask them what is the problem. Maybe I have the solution. I can tell you. If you want me to lower down the price, tell me what is the budget for you or what is the amount that you're looking for. If you don't have the number right now, come back after 15 days, 20 days, 30 days. I don't want to upset them. I don't want to push them because what I what I've experienced from door to door sales that I've done, let's say 10 years back as well, that nobody likes to get sold.
Yeah.
Nobody likes to get pushed.
Yes.
If there is a designation of business development manager on LinkedIn and I got a message from that person, I will not reply to that person.
It's so interesting, isn't it? Because you look at how sales has evolved over the years, and I tend to have this conversation quite a lot. I think now it's, you're right. Sales now isn't about selling a solution or a service. It's about the human connection. And the reason I say it is because we're in a day and age where there is so much free information out there, not
Right.
just through the internet, but also through ChatGPT. So most of the customers are educated enough to be able to understand what decisions they want to make. And therefore, I think it's the duty, or I think the salespeople that will start to um, become in a league of their own, so to speak, will evolve to really focus on just building relationships and seeing if that their solution helps the problem or helps solve the problem that the client has. If it doesn't, they're then being upfront and saying this solution isn't the right one for you. There might be someone else out there that's going to be more beneficial, because that relationship will then come back around later down the line.
Right, correct. So what I do is, let's say, if I opposed to 100 people, I had a meeting with 100 people. or let's say I'm standing in a room where 100 people are there, I'll tell them that I sell leads. If anybody is interested, let me know. I'll directly say this. Maybe 5 or 10 people will come, and then I'll talk to those 10 people. I will not go into all the 100 people and speak with everyone. There's
Of
no point
course.
of doing that. Nobody likes to get sold. I'm just repeating myself. So this is what I've experienced. Now here comes the ethical part of it. That how I'm going to approach them. Right. I'm getting their attention.
Yeah.
Right. So that is what I think is the foundation of the relationship that you build with your client.
Yeah. And where does that start? So I've got my ideas, but I'd love to hear your insights and methodology to what's the first thing that you focus on when you look at building a relationship, especially if it's in person or even through LinkedIn or any other social media.
So since I'm pretty much confident about what I'm doing, so first thing I tell them that what I can do for you. If I'm doing lead generation, I'll tell them that I'll do, I would say, I'll bring 50 new leads for you in a month, let's say. And if you're interested, let me know. If they are not interested, that's good. If they are interested and they comes to me, then I tell them, okay, there is a risk. You don't know me, I don't know you. I'll give you your money back, guarantee or something like this.
Yeah.
I try
Yeah.
to reduce the risk.
Yeah.
So try me. And what I can do is I can just tell you, I can tell you what I have achieved for other people, what I have achieved for myself, what I can do for you as well. So I can show you the examples, I can show you the results that I have achieved, and the rest of the decision is up to you. So
Mhm.
it's not something that I'm pushing them, I'm telling them buy. Uh,
It's indifferent.
we will constant follow. Yeah. Plus we have the authority as well in that.
Yeah. I think what you're talking is the indifference that it naturally comes across with how your approach is. And I think that breeds trust into people because it's if you flip it and you come across companies that are like trying to chase the business, you chase the clients away. On that, and this is going to segue into, I guess, the next subject. You spoke earlier on around the brand name and obviously inclusion, feeling comfortable in your own skin. I absolutely love that. Where did that come from? What made you think about placing that statement? And also, how has it been received in the different countries that you work in?
Since I have worked with a lot of people from across different countries, either it's from like West and East, I have never worked with an Australian brand, I think.
Have you not?
Yeah, I don't think so. I have worked for the Australian brand, but from Japan till America, I have like till US, I have worked with most of the brands. So yeah, everybody asks me why Brownman. So I tell them why not Brownman. It's not about excluding anybody. It's about including. It's about being open and telling them I am this. I am a brown man or a brown woman or a person of color,
Yeah.
and I can bring tech to you. I can
Yeah.
bring leads for you. And I'm hardworking person. I work 16 hours a day. I work during night as well. I work in the morning. So we have certain things associated with certain people, and we understand. And I consider it as a good thing. In my case, what I believe is that usually Indians we are considered as very hardworking people. Like we can work 24/7 and all those things. So I take that as a compliment. I try to put it in that way. And anybody who is not comfortable working with a person or a company who is proud about their origins, I don't want to work with that person also. So this is one thing. Second, yes, people ask about it, but I have never seen any conflict around it. Like nobody say that no, I don't want to do a business with you, or maybe those kind of people they don't approach us.
Have you ever come across a company that you've turned down because the values don't align?
Yes, multiple times.
Really?
Yeah.
And can you talk about the importance of that? Because I think nowadays that can be lost, especially with a lot of companies that are trying to start their business or people that are starting their business. They're trying to make way. Why is that so important to, I guess, remember that?
So for me, marketing shapes culture, right? And that culture is something where I live in, where my family lives in, and where my kids will grow up, right? And I don't want my kids to grow up in a bad culture or something which is negative. I think that's
Yeah.
simple as that. So let's say if me as a marketer, I'm promoting nudity, I'm promoting something which is I feel that it's unethical, maybe a pornography or something like this. I don't want it to be consumed or so much available for my kids. This is my
Yeah.
belief. You can
Yeah,
have a
no, I
different
agree.
belief. You can appreciate it, and that's totally fine for me. But I don't want it for myself and the people I care. I'm not saying you don't do it, right? So this is why what I think is the marketing is the mother of all. Is the mother of shaping the culture where we should have certain values. What kind of product we are going to market, how we are going to market, because that will come to us, that will come to our family, that will affect, and anything which is going to negatively affect the community or the culture, I don't want to be a part of that. But that doesn't mean I hate it. That doesn't mean that I don't. It's just that you can be comfortable in your part of the game. I'm
Yeah,
comfortable with mine. Right?
yeah. And I think that adds to the you being you and feeling comfortable in that and being able to say no and share the values. It can be also more appealing to people as well.
Yeah, but in that part, when it comes to beliefs and faith, I don't want to be. I don't think about being appealing. I think about like being on the right side.
No, I understand. I
That
understand.
I don't want to market that part of my to get
Of
any
course.
benefits out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, of course. But I think the important thing to note with that is just that being confident to know who you are and what you stand for and building a business around that, I think is because having that consistency within yourself allows you to not only, in my view, be successful, but also be able to sleep comfortably at night and wake up and be happy and present. So I think it's important for people to know that.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
So, and how have you, because you've done it, obviously you're based in India, you work in Dubai, the UAE, which is one of my favorite countries. And by the way, my wife is literally landing there in the next hour or two. Yeah, so I absolutely love that place. But then New Zealand. So what made you go from Dubai to New Zealand?
Again, when we talk about our business, where it's marketing and all those things. So what I've experienced is that the market is very competitive, and in UA it's very much competitive in across GCC as well, in Europe as well, and US as well. Right. And Australia, I believe also it's pretty much competitive. So I'm trying to explore the markets which are not that much saturated, not being explored by Indians, because when we enter into any market, we just cut the prices to the half, work 24/7. We
And,
just exploit it, right?
and you negotiate very well too.
So we want. I was thinking to explore a market which is new to us and which has not been explored before.
Nice. How's it been so far?
It's going pretty good. We started in January 2025, so we're taking small steps, but yeah, we're getting a good response from there.
That's awesome. And then, so we spoke a lot about obviously the growth and some of the insights to what builds the success behind it. Tell me some of the challenges that you face in this day and age, and that can be anything when it comes to generating new business and so forth.
So if you ask me that whether I consider myself as someone who can talk about success, I don't find myself as the right person, and I'm
Why?
also in the process. Why?
Yeah,
Because I think that right now, if I am successful, I should not work on the things that I'm working right now. Even though I love those things, to work on those things like doing sales, which I love it. I still do it. I have team, people are doing it, but I still want to be like doing it again and again so that I can understand what's going in the market and all those things. Second thing is I have a different what do you call it? I have a different goal for me to consider it as a success. Right? So it's not achieved. But the place from where I'm coming, I think I have done a pretty good for myself. Like I've built a
yeah,
pretty good life around myself. So that is there. But what I've experienced in the last, let's say, last 2 years, I was launching one startup again, a fintech startup in UAE. Spent a lot of time, efforts, money with very experienced teammates of more than 25, 30 years in the same industry. We built the great MVP, great government connections and everything. The one thing that we missed was the focus. So we pivot our marketing strategy after like every 45 days. And
okay,
that was a disaster for us.
right,
Right. So right now there's so much distraction. There is so much information for
yeah,
a businessman, for a founder. So what I've experienced is the focus is the game right now, and we should be more focused towards one thing, be obsessed about it, and do it in volume so that it becomes impossible to be failed.
Okay. And is that part of is that part of the challenges that you're facing at the moment, or have you sort of got to the point now where you're comfortable?
So it's a part of the challenge which I faced with myself again, because it's very boring to do repeated things again and again.
That's
Right.
true.
It's very boring. So it's a challenge which I face with myself, waking up early every day, doing the same
Yeah.
thing, going back to the office and all those things. It's very boring, right? Yeah, nobody wants to do it again and again. Everybody wants to try the same different thing every day because it's exciting. It gives you that dopamine effect.
Yes.
So the challenge is to stick to the game, do it so many times, so much that, let's say, if I'm in Delhi or if I'm in India, I can say that nobody can do it better than me in India.
Yeah.
So if I have that confidence, I think that is something we can talk about. Yeah, I have achieved something for myself. So this
So
is the
then,
challenge.
so you mentioned as well in that you're where you're at, that in terms of where you want to be, still there's still a journey to go. What do you think? What do you when you think about that journey? What sort of support, or what do you think is going to help you make that happen? Make that.
Discipline.
Yeah, I love that.
Discipline is, I think, the right word. And discipline for myself only. I'm not talking about the team and the people and everybody. My fight is with me. I'm going to
Yes.
fight with me. So I think that is the major part, and I think most of the founders can relate to it. This
Oh, for
is
sure.
the fight.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. Like it's it's interesting, isn't it? Because the definition of discipline is doing something when you don't want to do it. And I think some people get that confused or they get that confused in the sense that they feel like they need motivation to go and do something. It's not. It's like you said, getting up every morning, even maybe when you don't want to, and doing the same thing because you know that consistency is going to help you achieve the result.
Right. And today I was not planning to come to the office, but I had a commitment with you, and I really like to talk to new people, especially with you. So I thought, yes, I will come. I'll do the entire discussion because
Thank
today we have some festival here. The entire team is not here. So I said, okay, this is the right day and right time. So let's have a discussion because it's always important. I like to know people. I like to learn, and this is this is what kind of food for me for my brain basically.
For sure.
I like.
And I really appreciate that. A couple more questions to talk. And one of the questions about is what would you define success at this moment in time for you? What's success mean?
For me, right now, a success could be like if I can be disciplined for at least 1 year doing the same thing again and again. For me,
Okay.
this is the urgent or utmost success for myself. I'm not considering in the monetary terms. I believe what I think is that I'll be able to get the money out of it or do whatever if I am disciplined. So this is a success if I can wake up every day at 6 p.m. Let's say I can do the meditation, prayers, gym, and exercise. I can give enough time to myself, my office, my family. I think this is success, and I can make it a habit.
Yes. Yes.
That will
I
be
love that.
success, I think, right now. Like immediate success, which I can talk about.
Awesome. And so with that, if you could give any advice to your 18-year-old self around how you viewed success then, knowing what you do now, what would you tell your 18-year-old self?
So when I was an 18-year-old, my funda was that I want to try everything. Now I would recommend that try one thing and do it so many times that is impossible. Right.
Oh, that's cool. That's good insight. The last question, and it's the question that's what this whole podcast is about. In essence, is do you believe success is simple?
I think it's simple. So there are two parts of it. When you look at it from a perspective of there are two different part of success, or I think multiple different parts of the success. When it comes to the money part, people talk about relate success with the money. I think that is simple. The toughest part of the success is the discipline or the things that we have to go through. So this is
Yeah,
the toughest part, right? So I think this is what we have to achieve, what we have to build, what we have to learn. This particular year, 2025, I have kept myself and working on unlearning a lot of things rather than learning new things. So I'm just decluttering myself, trying to reborn myself, understand what is happening in the market, what the teams are looking for, and how we can scale and think about how we can scale and grow.
Awesome. Awesome. Zubair, once again, I really appreciate you jumping on. I think some of the things that you shared when it comes to marketing, especially when it comes to ethical marketing, I think it has been fantastic. I really value the time that you've given me today. I hope this is the start of a part, like a friendship, partnership. Yeah.
Definitely. I would love to connect with you on LinkedIn as well and see how we can cross ways in many ways, and maybe we can have some certain partnership or something in future as well.
Yeah, honestly, that would be awesome. And for anyone that's listening, that needs help when it comes to their marketing, and they don't want to speak to Charlie, where could they find you?
I'm always on LinkedIn.
Great. Well, look, I said, really appreciate your time. Yeah, it's been fantastic. You are the face of Brown Men Marketing. I love the name and I love what it stands for. I think it's in this day and age, I think it's something it's different, it's unique, and it really talks to a lot of people out there that maybe don't feel comfortable in their skin or haven't done. And yeah, I think it's a fantastic name. So I will.
So Charlie, I have like 2 questions regarding the work that we do. So what kind of audience are you targeting and how you're generating for whom you're working right now?
In terms of the podcast or the business?
Business.
Business. So we focused on more like the SaaS businesses, cybersecurity, so forth, because what we found is there's a lot with the SaaS, and it's sort of similar to fintech as well, is that with the SaaS businesses, they work so hard on building a product and they get it. And 9 times out of 10, their product, it fixes a problem and it's a fantastic product or service. What they struggle with is going to market with it. And what tends to happen is that I find they tend to rely on their personal network, and then they will utilize their network to get the product out. And there's so much risk associated with that, as I'm sure you're aware. And then what happens is when they hit that limit or that ceiling, which is a very small ceiling, they don't know how to break through it because one, they lack the sales experience or the nous to really generate the leads, but also close them. So I guess throughout my experience, having been in sales for so long, it's helping businesses try to utilize platforms or software where they can implement and have it running systematically so that it allows them to be able to funnel the right messaging out to the right people to get the business growing. And I think that it's interesting because we were talking about it before, the sales side of it, because of the focus on making the product or the service perfect. When they go to sell it, they don't have a proven model that they can replicate and then scale with it. So that's where we focus. It's been interesting because a lot of people that from the podcast point of view, we've been speaking to a lot of people in the marketing space as well, which has been really interesting. There's so many different facets to it, and I'm similar to you. Like I'm always learning. I'm always curious. I think it's really good to be that way to understand how we can grow. And so where we're at a phase now where we're solidifying or trying to solidify our brand, trying to solidify my personal brand, and then take one day at a time.
Sounds great. I think we are doing a pretty good similar work, and there is a chance and there is an opportunity where we can. So, are you only focusing on the LinkedIn part only, or like other more?
So we also implement AI into it too. So we think we use LinkedIn as one funnel source. We use cold email outreach. and also AI agents. I think AI agents, I've had the fortunate enough experience over the last year to work with some tech guys on AI agents and helping them improve from a sales point of view in terms of rejection handling and so forth. I don't think they're at the point yet where they can jump on calls like this, build relationships and make deals that way. I do think though that they're able to make and take calls, whether it's inbound, outbound, and be able to communicate a message to um, generate an interest for clients to then go into the next funnel of the sales process.
Is it through like those calls will be done by AI only, right?
Yeah, that's where I think that there's that evolution.
So is it for like any specific industry or like is it for like entire SaaS based?
So with that, like I've got, so one of my clients, for example, is in the renewable energy space, for example. So it's multifaceted, but in terms of where we're focusing from a niche point of view is the SaaS and the cybersecurity space, because yeah, there's numerous of clients that I've spoken to previously that just they struggle with that part. And cybersecurity is always evolving. It's something that's always going to be here.
So right, the reason I'm asking you because I have also built a similar kind of a product, which is since we are from the sales and marketing background, so our brain works similarly, right?
Yes.
So the product that I've built is it has like multiple steps. The MVP. First, I'm building it for companies who are doing company setup business in Dubai. Right. And anybody who wants to start a company or set up a company, this is specifically for them. What the product is going to do is it's going to be like a chatbot first. You can go to the website or application. Right now, it's a web application. You can chat and ask all the questions that you have regarding how to open the company, what are the documents required, which is the right zone, and all those things. And that chatbot will take your information. It will save like your name, email ID, phone numbers, and all those things. After that, it will make a call immediately to validate the lead, whether the person who is calling is right or wrong or the details are correct or not. And it can make a call 24/7, either it's from person is applying from Australia, US, or whatever the time zone is. And from there, it will send those leads to different company setup consultancies.
Okay.
Plus, there is a personalization. If I'm getting a call from Russia, then the chatbot will talk to them or will speak to them over a call in Russian. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is
Yes.
again that is also there. But my approach is towards one problem. I'm trying to solve that problem. The way you are doing, I think, for the SaaS as well. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build it further with the customer. So I'm right now I'm
I
at the stage
understand
where
that.
I'm doing some partnership with the company setup firm in Dubai, and I want to build it further with them so that I have the practical problem. Since I've worked with a lot of companies like Virtue Zone, if you have heard about it, all those companies. So we have that data of how the people talk, what are their general queries. So we have that data to train our system, to train our
Mm.
calling agent, which is like
Mm-hmm.
very actual and practical. But for the further part, we are going to send them the proposals, payment links, follow ups, upsell, cross sell. So for that as well, we are trying to work with.
So you're building something for all of that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
No, because it's yeah. It's a smart move because Dubai is continued to be up and coming in terms of the amount of people that are moving there. Funny enough, me and my wife planned on moving there end of next year. So I think what it's a great idea. It's interesting. So then, in terms of how you're generating interest for that at the moment, is it how are you doing now?
interest for
So how are you gaining clients to work with you on that project?
right now there are like two ways. One is that I'm doing the outreach process, which I do for my clients. Second is I have like connections from the bankers and the people. My family lives there in Dubai as well, so I'm exploring those connections as well for initial contracts, so that it can give me a little bit push. And if you are planning to set up a company in Dubai, you are welcome. I will connect you with the direct person and maybe.
Yeah, we definitely do. Like I love the culture. I'm Muslim myself, so I just love the whole how they've created this country where they have their beliefs, and it's like you either follow it or you don't. It's not. There's no
Yeah.
middle ground. Do you know what I mean? From being in England and here in Australia, like the Western culture has become very diluted, and I'm not a massive fan of that personally. So I think I love how the Middle East has done that. Don't get me wrong, there's always negatives to every single country.
I think these days the Middle East is leading the way. Either it's UAE, Dubai, or Saudi Arabia. I think they have the future. Hey, Charlie.
But I've really, mate, it's been a pleasure. It really is. Let's connect on LinkedIn. Let's keep in touch. And if there's any way there's opportunities to work together, I think that it'd be great.
And when are you going to post it? Are you going to post it on LinkedIn, or where exactly?
Yeah, LinkedIn and YouTube. So I'll tag you in the LinkedIn. So what's the day today here? It's Wednesday. It'll be over the next couple of days. And I'll post on YouTube, and then the link could be on LinkedIn, and I'll tag you.
Sure. Give me videos if you have, then I'll post it on Instagram as well.
Yeah, cool. I will do. All right. Sounds good.
Thank
Have a nice day, man.
Nice talking to
Take
you.
care.